Hello class 11 students. In the last class we have seen um, Lady Macbeth first goes with a dagger to murder Duncan. She is unable to do that because of the reason Duncan's face resembles that of her father's. Then she comes back to consult with Macbeth, and Macbeth tells him that he cannot murder Duncan, cites various reasons. First, Duncan is a close relative of Macbeth. Macbeth is the host, Duncan is a guest. Duncan is a kind and benevolent ruler, if and very popular among his subjects. If they come to know that Macbeth has murdered Duncan, they would take revenge on him. And lastly, Macbeth owes his popularity to Duncan. In these conflicts of the mind, Lady Macbeth found that her husband had resolved to proceed no further. So Macbeth was completely determined that he won't be proceeding with the murder. He won't murder Duncan. But she was a woman not easily shaken from her evil purpose. She began to pour at his ears words which infused a portion of his own spirit into his mind, assigning reason upon reason why he should not shrink from his resolution he had earlier undertaken, and how the action of one night would give there all the coming days and nights to come sovereign power and royalty. So what Lady Macbeth did was that, even though Macbeth gave various reasons as to not to kill Duncan, and he was completely determined that he is not going to kill Duncan, Lady Macbeth was equally determined that no, this murder has to take place, because only if this murder takes place, only then they can become the king and queen of Scotland. So she was a woman who was very steadfast in her evil purpose. Okay, she is not a lady. She was not a lady who could be easily convinced to deter from her evil purpose in that way. And what did she begin to do? She began to keep on telling Macbeth, a portion, as it said, infused a portion of her own spirit into his mind. That is, in a word, we can say she began to poison, pour poison in the ears of Macbeth. She began to poison Macbeth's mind by giving one reason or the other, and somehow to convince Macbeth to commit this murder. And what she tried to show Macbeth was that this just one night act, and you will become the king, and we will have all the power with ourselves. We will become the king and queen of Scotland, and we will be the rulers. What we have dreamt so far, all our dreams would come true. She even accused him of cowardice. Cowardice means being a coward, and fickleness for reverting to his decision. That is, fickleness means you are not determined. Okay, you keep on changing your decisions. Fickleness means one who keeps on changing their decision. Keep on changing. You decided that you would murder Duncan, and then you are saying so many things as not to murder Duncan. This is not correct. She also told him how practicable it would be to lay the guilt of the deed on the drunken grooms who were sleeping in the king's chamber. And she also said that don't worry, nobody will suspect you, because I will do means I will make these grooms or these bodyguards of the king drunk, and I will you know place it in such a way that everybody will think that these grooms are responsible for the murder. So Macbeth took the dagger in his hand and softly stole in the dark room where Duncan slept. As he advanced towards the bedchamber, he visualized another dagger hanging in the air with its handle pointed towards him, and there were drops of blood on the tip and the blade of the dagger. Macbeth tried to grasp the dagger, but it faded into the air. It was only a phantasm created from his hot and oppressed brain for the business he had in hand. So when he went into Duncan's chamber to murder him, Macbeth saw another dagger, a bloody dagger hanging in the air, and the handle of the dagger was pointed towards him, and from the tip of the dagger he could see drops of, the tip had drops of blood falling from it. So he tried to grasp the dagger, catch hold of the dagger, but he couldn't. He tried to catch hold of the dagger, but it vanished. So what he realized, that it was just an illusion of his hot and oppressed brain. That is, he was not a person who would commit regicide, who would actually kill a king. But somehow he was doing a thing. So he was not in a proper state of mind, and he realized that maybe because he was going to commit such a grave crime, such a heinous crime, so that is the reason why he saw such an illusion. Overcoming his fear, Macbeth entered Duncan's room and slew the hapless king with one stroke of the dagger. Just as he was about to leave the room, one of the grooms who was sleeping in the chamber laughed and cried out, "Murder!" For which both of them woke up. But then one of them said, "God bless us," and other responded, "Amen," and went off to sleep. Macbeth also tried to say Amen, but the word seemed to be stuck in his throat and he could not utter. He felt that he heard a voice which said, "Sleep no more. Macbeth murders sleep. The innocent sleep that nourishes life. Glamis has murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall therefore sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more." So, what happens after seeing this illusion? Macbeth, just rubbishes all kinds of fears, and he goes and with one stroke he kills the king. So just when he was about to come out of his Duncan's chamber, one of the bodyguards or the grooms, cries out murder, and they both wake up and they say, "Okay, God bless us," and then they say Amen. And Macbeth also tried to say Amen, but he was unable to do it because he could not say that, because it stuck in his throat, because he had committed such a crime. He could not possibly take the name of God. And it is as though he heard a voice, that is his inner conscience, telling him that sleep no more, that Macbeth should sleep no more. Why? Because Macbeth murders sleep that nourishes life. Nourishes life means, as I have said earlier, that sleep is a restful activity. It helps you regain your energy to work, for the next day. So that has been murdered. And he says that Macbeth murders sleep, Glamis. So all refers to Macbeth. Macbeth, Glamis means also Macbeth. Cawdor means also Macbeth. So Macbeth shall sleep no more. And we see that henceforth Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, they have sleepless nights instead of the lovely future which they dreamt of. So we stop here today. We'll do the rest of it in the next class. Thank you.